Assalamu Alaikum Warahmatullahi Wabarakatuh, and welcome back to a new video. Here on It's Kumba YouTube channel, we're going to be talking about things in terms of Islamic, Deen, and just life in general. So if that's the type of content that you're into, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more content like that. So today we are currently in the park. I've been getting into the habit of coming back into nature. I do find coming to the park like very relaxing, just hearing the water, seeing the trees, the birds, all of that. It's just very peaceful. So bear in mind, because I am in the park, you might hear some things in the background, so just ignore that, act like that never happened, and yeah. But besides the point, I don't want to make my intro too long. Let's go ahead and get into the video. So in today's topic, FYI, I wrote some things on my phone just to kind of help me keep on track, stay on track, and don't segue into other topics. So if you see me looking down, or if you see me going like this or like this, it's my phone. Okay, so in today's topic, we're going to be talking about red flags in Muslim men and things to look out for in terms of marriage. Yes, we're going to be talking about marriage, the one thing us as women love talking about. Okay, so obviously we know that marriage is very important in our deen, it's very important in our religion. Before I start, I'm no sheikh, okay, and I'm always open for criticization, so please feel free to leave a comment, whatever the case may be. I'm no sheikh, so just wanted to put that out there. So obviously we know that marriage is important in our deen. It's a beautiful thing, but the most important thing when it comes to marriage is making sure that we find our right partner, find our person, right? So a few things to keep in mind, especially when it comes to red flags and what to look out for, is their lack of religious commitment. So what do I mean by that? So having a strong foundation in your faith is extremely important, especially when it comes to men, because the men's job or role is to lead, right? Their job is to lead the woman and guide the woman in the direction. So if the man is not strong in their faith or strong in their belief, how exactly are they going to expect to guide or lead a woman? Exactly my point. So the main thing you want to look out for is if the man is inconsistent with their prayers, they neglect Islamic duty, or only show religious interest superficially. So that is a super duper red flag. So you want a partner that's going to encourage you and support you in terms of your growth when it comes to your deen and your relationship with Allah. On to the next. So the second thing you want to look out for is their disrespectful behavior. If they're super duper disrespectful. So respect is the foundation for any relationship. Now, if there's no respect, there's no relationship, obviously, right? So you want to pay attention to how he treats you, right? You want to pay attention to how he treats his family, how he treats strangers, how he treats, like, for example, let's go to the restaurant. How is he going to treat that waitress? So if he's showing signs of disrespect, not only if he's belittling you, if he's belittling people around him, if he's minimizing people or making people feel small, or if he's controlling you, right? That is a big sign. That is a warning sign. That means don't do it. Do not go. No, don't do it. It's your girl. If you do that, you're setting yourself up for failure. So if you see those signs that I pointed out, run away. That brings me to my next topic. Now, let's say if he's showing signs of dishonesty and like lack of transparency, right? Honesty is key to building trust. So if he is secretive about his past or his finances or other important aspects of his life, that can lead to major issues down the road. Okay, and that can basically, like, you don't want to go into the relationship and then next thing you know, your bubbles is burst because everything he told you in the beginning all turned out to be a lie. You don't want to run into that situation. That's not a situation you want to be in. So you want to make sure that the guy that you're with is very transparent and is very open and open-minded, because that is what's key for a marriage. And no, I'm not just giving out advice because I'm a hopeful sister ready to get married. I'm already married, so I just got married not too long ago. So I'm just talking about things that I was trying to look out for and things that I was trying to keep in mind. So I'm just sharing. Not only am I giving advice low-key, but I'm also giving advice from my own personal experiences and what I would have done or what I have done. Okay? So I'm not just giving advice just to give out advice. I'm giving advice because I've been there, done that. Okay? And still going through that. Okay? I'm still applying those things. Okay? Okay, now the next thing, which is number 4, I think, is poor communication skills. Communication, and I'm gonna stress this big. Communication is super duper important. Okay, you have to be able to communicate with your partner. So if you're talking to somebody or you're in the process of marriage and you guys are getting to know each other and his communication skills are already off in the beginning, that is a red flag. That is a no-go. That is do not continue, leave. Okay, now it's a difference if the person is willing to work on their communication style, right? There's some men or just people in general who find it really difficult to communicate how they feel, and that's just based on like their upbringing or how they were raised. So if you know that the person that you're talking to is willing to work on those skills to be with you, then why not? But if the person that you're talking to is showing signs of not even willing to correct or fix, you know what I mean, there's like their communication skill or style. Another big thing is everybody's communication style is different. So learning your partner's communication style and figuring out how to imply that with your communication style is super important. Right? For me, I'm the type of person where, like, when it comes to planning a date or when it comes to planning something to do, I'm very much, I need to know the time, date, everything like that. Like, I'm a very schedule-oriented person versus my husband is more so like a we'll see kind of person. Let's go with the vibe kind of person. Let's flow with the wind kind of person. And that low-key irks my nerves because I'm like, what time are we going? What place are we doing? Like, I need to know everything. And he's more like, we'll see. So learning those type of communication styles and figuring out how each person works or how your person works is super important. One thing, a red flag to look out for, a few red flags to look out for is if he avoids conversation, if he shuts down, or if he's unable to express his feelings. That could be a barrier to successful marriage, right? It's important to be able to understand each other and then also be able to argue effectively. Arguing is okay, but being able to know how to argue, it's important. And then also being able to communicate well with each other so that way you guys can resolve those issues that may be coming up into the next. So that brings me to number 5. If you guys are incompatible when it comes to life goals, meaning like he's not ambitious or he doesn't have anything going for himself or he's okay with staying at his mama's crib. Hi, this is Kumabaki from the future. Quick disclaimer, I have nothing against men who want to stay at their parents' house. I have nothing against it as long as they've made a plan with their spouse to eventually get a place together. Like, as long as there's a plan in place, like, okay, hey, I'm gonna stay at my parents' house, you're gonna stay at your people's house, so that way we can come up with a plan and basically move out eventually, right? Or I want to finish school, whatever the case may be. It has to be logical, it has to be reasoning, they have to have a goal at the end of the day. I just wanted to put that in there before, yeah. Or he's okay with just not having a job. Like, that's a no, okay? Sometimes as women, we always want to be like, oh, I can change him or I can fix him. No, we're not here to be Bob the Builder. We're not here to build us a man. No, okay? Like, some people, we have a tendency of ignoring the red flags, ignoring the big red button that says no, don't touch. We always end up touching it, right? So you want to make sure that your goals align, whether it's your life choices regarding like career, family planning, all of that, kids, all of that. So if you guys don't get that figured out, if you as a woman don't figure out if your life goals align, that can lead to some bad things, okay? You guys want to make sure that you guys are in line when it comes to kids, family, and then just making big life decisions. That brings me to my next one. So, negative influence and peer pressure. All right, so you want to observe the company he keeps, okay? So if his friends are a negative influence or they engage in activities which is contrary to Islamic principle, that can affect his behavior and his decisions. Now, like your husband's friends are not going to be your friends. They're not your friends, okay? They're just not. But you do have the right to sit your husband down, or sit your potential partner, or whatever the case may be, down and say, yo, like that friend that you with, like I don't think like he's a good friend for you, or so and so that you're with, I don't think that because you feel me, the fact that he does X, Y, and Z, I don't think that's gonna be healthy for you. I don't want you to get mixed up with that. I don't think you should be around that. You are free to vocalize that and say those things, because that is your partner. That is somebody that you're trying to settle down with. Now, if he's not open to your criticism, or if he's not open to like you trying to advise him, and he's very defensive about it, oh, that's my friend, then that's something that you need to rethink and revalue and be like, is this somebody I want to be with? It is somebody I want to settle down with. If there's somebody I want to continue with. Okay, on to the biggest thing, right? Financial responsibility and stability is very, very, very important. So like if he has a history of debt, gambling, or reckless spending, it could cause significant stress in the marriage. You want to find a man that's like good with their finances, good with their money, like know how to budget, like know how to save, right? And even if they don't in the beginning, because I'm 23, right? I'm pretty young. Me and my husband are like a young couple, whatever the case may be. So like we don't have life all the way figured out, but the fact that we're willing to learn and grow with each other, that's the most important. So as long as they're willing to learn and grow in terms of their in terms of their bad habits, that's what's important. So finding someone like that has financial stability and like is hardworking and is willing to work for the things that they want and is willing to work hard for you to provide for you, I think it's important. Yeah. Number 8, anger and aggression. So if he's having frequent outbursts of anger, aggressive behavior, or any signs of like potential like abuse, those are major red flags. Your partner should make you feel secure and safe. They should not be making you feel like if you laugh or cough the wrong way, he's gonna beat the crap out of you. Like, we don't want that, okay? You don't want to be put in that predicament where you feel like your husband is going to beat the crap out of you. No. So if he's not making you feel safe, or he's becoming a little bit controlling, you're seeing some sort of red flags, do not ignore it, because if you ignore it, there can be a bigger problem or a bigger issue down the line, okay? I'm currently watching Worst Ever Roommate and Worst Ever Ex, something like that, on Netflix, and those are a prime example of like not ignoring the red flags. I was gonna say red signs, but same thing, red flags. Okay, all right. So then that brings me to my final, which I was saying, lack of ambition and drive. So finding someone who's motivated and hardworking is important. If he spends his time like constantly texting you, oh, what are you doing? What you doing? Every few minutes, instead of focusing on work or his personal growth, that is a problem. Like, You want your man to be busy, like not busy to the point where like you can barely get a phone call or a text from him, but busy to the point where like he's not texting you what you're doing every 5 minutes. He's not calling you every 5 minutes. A man that has that much time on their hands is questionable, because why do you have so much time? Why? You should be working around that time. You should be working towards your goal around that time. You should be working out something. Why do you have so much time to say what you're doing or how you doing or whatever the case may be? Red flag. The problem is, right, you want to have, that could be basically a sign of like lack of ambition, right? So a productive and goal-oriented partner will basically just kind of contribute positively to your life and your future together, if that makes sense. So that concludes my video. I didn't want to make the video too long. I wanted to kind of keep it short as possible. Just remember that it is essential to take your time, get to know the person, and kind of, and not even kind of, seek guidance from Allah and through prayer, and even istihada. I've heard, like, I've seen a lot of stories on it, and I've heard that it works in terms of getting Allah's opinion on it and figuring out whether this person's for you or not. You can also even talk to a trusted family and friends, right? But the biggest thing is, don't ignore those warning signs, right? Marriage, it is a lifelong commitment. It is better to address those issues early on versus getting the consequences. Okay, so if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, please. Okay, it will help me. So subscribe to the channel, and then also share your thoughts in the comments below, and then also share some video ideas, like some topics or things that you kind of want me to touch. And also, what other red flags do you think are important to look out for? Thanks for watching my video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Assalamu Alaikum.